Alright there. I'm gonna do a get ready with me in a shop my stash style. I was wearing a makeup look on my products I've hit pan on video, as well as my seasonal nail polish rack video, and some of you guys liked it and somebody asked for me to do a video, so we're gonna do that today. That look came from me wanting palettes that have come out with the reddish, the burgundies, the red kind of tones, but I didn't have those palettes, so I went ahead and looked into my personal eyeshadow collection. I realized that I have very similar things and I can come up with similar looks without me having to spend $30, $40, $50, $60 sometimes even for a palette. So instead I went ahead and pulled what I had. Now this is my Pan That palette. I did add two shadows that I'm going to be using in here that are not in my Pan That palette. These two right here are from Inglot. Now this is going to be super casual, by the way. Hopefully this video is not overly long, but I'm going to start off with my creamy beige eyeshadow base. I already added a little bit and I'm just going to add just a hint more here with my finger. This kind of took off the itch of wanting to buy another palette, which is why I wanted to do it in this style, because you know, sometimes shopping your stash, you know, a lot of the palettes that come out are mostly, a lot of them are neutral, but they look super interesting because they pop in 1, 2, maybe 3 colors, but then if you block those shadows, everything else is neutral and you probably already own probably already have all of those shadows already in your collection. Then I'm gonna grab my Wet n Wild Brulee shadow. You don't have to go out and buy all of these shadows, by the way. Shop your own stash. Find shades that are very, very similar. I'm plopping Brulee up by my brow here and then bringing it down to my crease area. And I'm just patting it on and even bringing it into my inner corner. I like this little shadow here. It acts as a nice inner corner highlight if I don't want any kind of glitter. Then I'm gonna grab my frappe shadow, this one, and then this orange shadow right here. I just dipped into a blush. That's not what I meant to do. All right, frappe, and then this shadow from Inglot, which is the number 383 from Inglot. I'm going to start off right above the crease here. I don't think I brought a mirror aside from my large mirror. And I'm gonna take it quite high because I do have a hood and I want to make sure that this shadow is visible. So when I initially apply it, I apply it here and I blend back and forth, and then as I have gotten rid of a lot of the shadow that's on this brush, I will move it upwards and it'll help diffuse. With the same brush, I'm just going to pick up this orange shadow here and plop it more in the crease, not bringing it up too much. Oh, I don't want to blur it out. I'm going to mix frappe and the orange Inglot shadow and just dust it under my lash line. Kind of messily. With a much smaller blending brush here, this one's from MAC and it is the number 213, I'm going to pick up this shadow right here. And I'm going to apply it right at the outer corner. These Inglot shadows get hard pan very, very quickly, I'm finding, and it takes a while to build up, but I don't mind it because it gives me quite a bit of control on my application. And I'm just putting it right here in the outer corner, right there, and slightly dragging it into the inner part of my crease. You see that? I'm gonna grab the original brush that I had earlier and just blend that out. I'll even pick up a little bit of that orange shadow and lightly dust it to the outer part here. Same kind of burgundy reddish Inglot shadow, I'm going to bring it down. Just to the outer part of my lower lash line here. With a much softer blending brush, I'm going to pick up this deep chocolate brown. I just want the tiniest little bit of depth on the outer corner, just a hint, not too much. So I'm just going to plop it right here and keep it in this area. And this is a Wayne Goss number 4 brush. And I'm just gonna do circular motions, and doing that will help kind of disperse the powder up a little bit without you going up too high. I have to be really careful because if I bring it too high, it's gonna make it look, especially the way my eyes are shaped, it tends to kind of go out up this way. So I have to keep it very controlled in this area. And if I bring it up too much, it's gonna look like I have a lot of shadow here and then no shadow in this area, if that makes any sense. Going back to my trusty little blending brush, I'm just picking up a little bit of frappe and the orange shadow again. I love these two shadows together. They just do all of the work for me. I'm joining in the bottom to the top here. Same thing with the orange and the frappe shadow. Just like that. Same little brush that I used for that burgundy reddish shadow. I'm gonna pick up that deep chocolate brown yet again, and I'm gonna bring it very close to my lash here, just lightly, not too much. Just like that. Am I blended? You tell me. Sometimes I think I'm blended and then I look again and I'm like, where did that come from? Alright, I'm interrupting this portion of the video because once I went in to upload my video and review it, I noticed that I put a heck of a lot more of that reddish shadow on my left eye, more than I did on my right eye. And it's not even something that I noticed in person. I didn't notice it in editing, not until I uploaded. So it's irking me now. A lot of you guys probably didn't notice it and will probably notice it now that I pointed it out, but I just didn't want to have to do this video again for that part only. I hope you guys don't mind it at all, so we're gonna jump right back into the video. Then I'm gonna grab my, where is that shadow at? Hello. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I forgot to get something. Alright, I'm grabbing Amber Rush from L'Oreal, and this is beautiful by itself. It's just like, it's so pretty. But I'm gonna grab it and I'm going to wet it just to prevent any kind of fallout situation. You know, we're not trying to get all the glitter everywhere. So I'm just gonna spray my brush with any kind of setting spray that you have is fine. Water is even fine too, that works. And I'm going to dab it right in the inner corner. I'm gonna tilt my head back a little bit because I have a hood. I have to do this to see where my crease is so I can bring it high enough. Otherwise, when you open your eyes and I look, if I only apply it in this area right here, it's not a lot of lid space for me. So if I only apply it there, when I close my eyes, you're only gonna see that one little line of the shadow. But tilting my head back helps me to see where my crease, like my socket is right here, so I know that's where I need to stop. I'm trying to keep it controlled. I should have used a smaller brush but you know, I've talked about brushes and hooded eyes before. Smaller brushes help us because it helps control our placement. So I'm just going to stamp it on. I'm not swiping it, I'm just pressing the shadow in and bringing it almost towards the end there. Then I'm gonna grab my trusty old little blending brush here. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of frappe. I'm gonna start off with these two and blend out the edge here, just a smidge. You can see that, and even with me wetting it, I got a little bit of the fallout from that shadow, so quickly flicking it off helps. So again, I'm going in with my little blending brush and very gently grazing above it. I'm not trying to erase my line completely because I don't want to get rid of the shadow up here. I'm just trying to blend it out. And then I'm going to grab whatever's remaining on my brush and just trying to stamp it right in my inner corner. Get a smaller brush, guys. Don't be lazy like me. A smaller brush would definitely help contain the glitter of the shadow here and the placement. Otherwise, I mean, I could get it everywhere right now. I'm trying to be very careful. And just lightly dragging it onto my lower here, my lower lash. For liner, I used my Eros liner from Chanel. This is one of their stilo liners. I've been talking about these a lot lately. I love these. They're so beautiful. And this one is, let me show you. It's more of the red, on the reddish tone. And I'm going to apply it to my lower water and upper waterline. For my upper waterline, I am using one that is in my project. A black one would be better. This is in Smoke from Urban Decay. It works well. It's not going to be overly noticeable. I just want to lightly line my upper lash really closely, or as close as I can get it, because I don't want it to be overly noticeable because it is a gray. For mascara, I'm going to use my Stila, what is this called? The Big Lash, the Huge Lash mascara, which I am enjoying. For lips, I'm going to use my Givenchy liner. This is not my lip liner. It's more on the reddish tone. I don't know the name of it anymore because it's really, really old, but it's this one right here. Lipstick, I'm gonna I'm gonna mix it with Kinda Sexy from MAC. And I'm gonna go back in with my lip liner. My lip line is a little twig. I didn't do such a good clean line. Whatever. If you're looking for perfection in this channel, you're not gonna find it ever. I'm gonna add a little bit more blush just because I'm looking really washed out on camera. I think I'm looking a little bit more washed out on camera, just a hint. And I'm adding Pinch Me from MAC, just a tiny little bit here to the apples of the cheeks. And just such a pretty blush. Let me show you guys a close-up. I smudged mascara on my lower lash, of course, because it never fails. I always get mascara everywhere. I even have mascara up here, but you know, whatever. That's all right. I'll remove it in a second. That's pretty much all I did to get this eye look. It's super simple, and I shopped my stash. I didn't have to go out and buy a palette, which is really awesome. I think it's really, really pretty. I love the red tone, the burgundy tone. It's just really, oh my god, it's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it once again and found it helpful. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.